Welcome to Searching in Fearless Tarot. Today is going to be a little different. I kind of wanted to go on a short rant about I've seen a lot of readings lately about, or done a lot of readings lately about imposter syndrome and how people can overcome imposter syndrome, and just, I don't know, I guess some of the stuff I learned on my journey of overcoming that, especially as a psychic medium. Holy shit. Okay. So my self-imposter syndrome started when I started streaming live, and it grew to this amount of people that I could never have even dreamed of or imagined. And it was really beautiful because for the first time, all of the things that had happened to me in life, all of the ways that I felt like the black sheep, all of the ways that I felt different, all of the things that I picked up from people, weren't all just a fantasy in my head, and I wasn't just crazy. Because along the way, when you have gifts, you see a lot of things and you experience a lot of things, especially as an empath and a healer, because empaths are naturally drawn to darker situations. And I didn't come into the world with an understanding of that, or just how incredible my gifts were, and I struggled with that because as my channel grew, or as my live stream grew, whatever, as my channel grew, I started to feel different and wrong, and like what I was doing was wrong, and everything about me was wrong, and I was lying. And because, no offense to the spiritual world, but it's kind of like the Wild West out there, and you either get a really good healer or you get someone who's taking advantage of you and asking you to pay $500, and that's certainly not the person I wanted to be. And I didn't even have the confidence to authentically bring myself to the table. Eventually, it was almost crippling because I got all of these people were saying, oh, you're truly gifted, this is where you're meant to be, but when you live a life as a healer, it's not until you come into your gifts and you understand what's going on and you allow yourself to do that. It's very chaotic and it's very confusing, and you get really super uncomfortable with people who want to put up a facade, which is like 80% of the freaking world, It's incredibly hard to become authentic. And I didn't really realize that inauthenticity stemmed from being afraid to be who I truly was. It was like a real, true, full circle moment for me, But coming into my authentic self wasn't easy. And it came with a lot of regrets and sacrifices and really difficult decisions that a lot of people didn't understand and didn't see. It was only when I was true to myself and I wasn't living off of the paradigm of conditionings and what everybody else wanted for me, and I started to do something that was authentically me, that I started to truly not feel like an imposter. Like, I started to feel like I was who I truly was because I was living that life authentically. And for a long time, I didn't allow myself that. I hid behind the facade of a relationship, behind the facade of having children, being normal, not wanting to stand out, being afraid that people would misunderstand me, and you know what? They do. Most of the people in my life that I thought were going to misunderstand me, or I don't want to say punish, that's a really cruel word, but just not understand who I am. And some people even fear what I do or who I am. And the reality is I can't help that. I can't help them. I can't help them work through that. All I can do is work with what I have and who I am. And there's a lot of assumptions that come into play when you come into this life, but what I'm trying to tell you, and I hope that you find this, because it was a very long, lonely, hard road to get here. What I can say is that if you are a psychic medium, if you have gotten any good reviews, if you feel like this is truly what your soul is calling you to do, do it. okay? Your life isn't going to look perfect. It's going to look messy, but shit, it's going to look messy anyways. If you decide to live behind a facade, you're going to be uncomfortable anyways. It's time to shine your light. There's a reason why you're here. I know I'm not alone. I know that my abilities aren't alone. It was only when I started to truly learn how to care for myself, and with us, that can be really unique and weird, you know, to other people. Like, for example, I am perfectly happy putting on a fireplace video on my YouTube on my laptop next to the bed and putting my headphones in and listening and feeling the music and feeling whatever music I'm listening to. And that truly is something that brings me joy and fills me up. And I know that doesn't sound very different, but when you're in the normal world and people are looking at you, they find offense to you shutting them out, or you needing a minute, or you needing to recharge yourself. I'm getting better at that every single day with boundaries, but it's hard, it's difficult, it's not easy, you know? I just want you to know that you're not alone, and you're not an imposter, and you're special, and you were here to help the world. You were here to do something incredible and to help so many people's hearts. And there's going to be naysayers, and there's going to be people who don't understand you. But as long as your intentions are true and you're honest and you're going with it and you're understanding that it's not only you that's the leader of your business, if you're a psychic medium, or that's what you attain to be, is have your own business, you know, that you're co-working with spirit all the time, and that they're always going to lead you into situations that maybe aren't necessarily the easiest situations, but they're situations that we need to learn. Trust me when I say, it's a Virgo rising, if any of you are in your astrology, I am a fucking perfectionist, a horrible perfectionist. And it's hard because my life has never looked the way I wanted it to look. But as things turn around and as things evolve, it's always perfectly how it was meant to be, you know? And at the end of the day, if you're struggling with not wanting to let others know of your abilities, or not understanding your abilities, or feeling left out, wouldn't you rather live your life and make those hard decisions and learn those hard lessons than keeping yourself inside of a box and not telling anybody all of this special, beautiful magic that you hold within you? I think that that's something that's so important. And if you're lucky enough to find that magic in your life, if you're lucky enough to be shown the signs that this is your way, that you are the way shower, that you are the pathfinder, don't deny that, don't doubt that. That is a beauty in your heart that we need in the world so desperately right now. And when I started to come into my authentic self, it wasn't something that just screamed out to me, you know? It wasn't like, yes, I am confident, I am, you know, no. And even now, it's still not like that, you know. I can be wrong, I can have different, you know, that's okay. But as long as I have the willingness and the open-mindedness to walk my journey and do the best that I can and help to heal, I've never been guided wrong. It's been painful, it's been heartbreaking, but I'm living my life, and I believe in who I am. And I believe that I can help. And I know that if you're watching this video, I know you can help too. And I guess I just wanted to put this out into the universe because our shit is difficult. Our shit is tough. It's not easy. We go through trauma after trauma, cycle after cycle, learning different relationships. More than likely, you've probably had partners, especially if you have Venus retrograde like me. Look at your chart, by the way. Look at how many retrogrades are in your chart. I realize that having so many retrograde planets, most of my outer planets are retrograde, and my outer planets, and my Venus is also in retrograde too. So most of the situations and relationships that I come into are extremely karmic, and I'm extremely drawn to the person for some weird reason, shape, or form. And it's all about going with the flow of things and understanding that what's meant for you will never leave you. It will never not find you. As long as you're meeting it halfway, as long as you're not hiding behind the covers and just making little steps every day to be who you are and to shine the beautiful light that you're meant to shine in this world. It's possible. It's possible to not feel like a fraud. It's possible to genuinely help people. It's possible to get past that paradigm. And I guess I just want to let you know that. I want to let you know that there's another side to things. Even in all the despair and all the chaos, there's still another side to things. There's still a peace that you can obtain within yourself, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what lessons. Keeping an open heart is important too, because there's going to be a lot of times where you're probably going to have to make decisions that are really going to break your heart, and it's not necessarily something that you want to do. But you have to do it anyways, because you have to be authentic and you have to live your path. And I guess I just want you guys to know how special, valuable, loved, and amazing you are, okay? And I can say that all I want, but I guess what this video is to show some of my experience and to tell you that it is possible to get there. It's possible to be confident in yourself. It's possible to believe in yourself when no one else does. And in fact, it's a very peaceful experience. So just know that you're not an imposter. And however the hell you want to navigate your spirituality and navigate talking to spirit and all of those good things is perfectly acceptable. Just don't dim who you are. Don't dim your light to fit in, okay? That's the most important thing I want you to take away from this entire video. Because if there's one thing I can tell you from the limited life experience that I have, is that it's better to live than to be safe. It's always better to live than to be safe. Because the adventures that you go on and the people that you meet and the lives you touch and the lives that touch you are the greatest venture you could ever have on this earth. And you were meant to have that adventure. So don't deny yourself, okay? Keep your heart open, keep yourself authentic, keep shining, because you're amazing. Bye.